Okay, so fourth video in the series. So in the last video, let's talk about what have we learned about ourselves, about each other, about how humans work, and what are the useful kind of takeaways about that we've learned from trying this. Do we recommend it for everyone? All right, go ahead.
I think I'm still continually learning, like myself and the intention or why I do what I do. And again, the common pattern that I noticed in our relationship before is that, I go offline, I meet people, I tell you I will be home at this time, but I don't. And it really creates a lot of like fights. And again, it's something that I don't respect, yet it keeps happening. So and in that 1 year, I really made a commitment to myself, like, you know what, if I continue this behavior, I will end up driving Eli away because I'm just creating so much painful experience for both of us, and I don't want that to happen. I think that was the time where I really realized how much I want this relationship and how much I want to make it work. And I realized that in order for me to make it work, I need to really work on myself. I need to figure out why the hell am I repeating the same behavior, and how can I actually like resolve that. And that's when I got into deeper inner work and all of that, like self-love, and looking back at what are the traumas that I have in the past and how does it play in my relationship. And I think this issue was resolved on the second year already of our relationship, is when again another painful experience. But I think you had some trust issue now at that time. It was like an extreme thing.
Can't necessarily say that it was caused by you. Can't say it wasn't.
Yeah, but
No, I don't know.
I think that was like the year that I almost even give up of like, you know what, I really don't understand why I keep repeating this behavior of like just going offline.
So what were the learnings?
And
I remember the one which was that you basically just couldn't bring yourself to tell me what you wanted. So you're already with somebody, it's going well, there's chemistry, you kind of know what you want. Why you want it is another story, but you know what you want in the moment, but you can't say it.
yeah,
And so it's the only option is
go offline
go offline.
and deal with a fight when I'm home. But I think another level of honesty and transparency, and also self-acceptance. Like, I know I'm very sexual, I know I want to meet other people, but deep down I still have this shame and guilt. I think the big realization there was like, I remember we had this conversation in the bedroom, like we're really having a serious talk about this pattern and behavior of mine, and I really respect how you don't tolerate those kind of behavior, like you point it out. And I remember feeling like, I cannot change, this is really me, there's nothing I can do about it. And for a brief 10 seconds it felt so good to just like accept that you just have to deal with it because this is me. And then after 10 seconds I also feel like, really? That's gonna be me who's just gonna go offline and not even communicate? And so that's when the realization came, is when like, oh no, both of this doesn't feel good. Staying, accepting that I'm just this person also doesn't feel really comfortable for me. So might as well be uncomfortable by trying to figure out who I want to really become. And that's when I realized that, wow, I still have so much shame and guilt about my sexuality, that when I'm having this fun, amazing connection with other people, I couldn't bring myself to tell you. I couldn't bring myself to invite you to celebrate with me. I couldn't trust you enough that you will accept that or that you will support that. And I remember crying a lot in that moment when I just realized that I need to first accept who I am, accept my sexuality, and be comfortable, and just be comfortable enough in telling you that, hey babe, I want to meet this guy, or like, there's really an amazing chemistry going on between us. And there's so much learning, but that particular moment is when I feel like the pattern was like cut because I already know what's really at the bottom of it.
What about like the actual so I could imagine people would be like, okay, you're sexual, but you're in a relationship, so why does being sexual mean that you want to meet other people? So what have you learned about, your motivations of meeting other people?
What comes to your mind?
About what I've seen you witness, or about me?
About you, like, we're in this relationship. We clearly have so much love, respect, and we have amazing sex. The chemistry between us is like...
That was one of my tick boxes, sexually adept.
Yeah, it's like, why are we even meeting other people when just us together in a relationship is amazing in itself? Like, sexually, we're connected. Intellectually, we're connected. We are creating the same business together. Why meet other people?
I think for me, it's changed, and it's multifaceted, but I just don't really have a strong desire most of the time. I don't really spend much time on it anymore. When we first met, it was still pretty novel because it was only like 1 year of being single, meeting people. It's pretty cool. And then being in a relationship and being still able to meet other people and talk about it was also really kind of pretty exciting and novel. And so I guess for me, before, a long time ago, I think I used to meet people sometimes to escape, not being happy with productivity or what things were like just in life. And sometimes it was a bit of escape. Totally not anymore. Now I think it's just, sometimes you meet new people occasionally. For me, it's a bit rare, meeting new people and just having, that super amazing connection. Just, making somebody else feel amazing that you're so interested in them, giving somebody else a good time. I've always liked meeting new people in any facet of life, from business to social to like dating, anything. It's the opposite sex. There's that extra added bit of, I don't know. It's just fun, right? And sometimes novelty of sex is also really good. But I think for me, that's a lot less of it. Or sometimes that's the only thing. Sometimes it's just, that's all it is. It's not really the relationship with somebody or the connection. It's just that.
Yeah. And I noticed that you get different chemistry with other people. We have a different sexual chemistry, and there's other people that brings out, I don't know, for you, it feels more secure, natural, and like we can really be versatile with how we connect sexually. With other people, there's just pure me being submissive with that person, or me like being the dominant, and I can play in that dominant role. So there's that. We're able to explore the different sides of ourselves. But for me, I realized that at least for the past 2 years of being together in the relationship, it's mostly me sourcing out validation from other people. That I get such good feeling when I meet new people, a lot of compliments from other people, and on the 3rd year, or late last year is when I realized, like, when I noticed that, like, wow, I haven't been giving that validation to myself. I've always been trying to outsource it. If it's not from you, it will be from other people. And I realized, no, this time I actually want to give that validation to myself. So I really intentionally and put a lot of time and energy just to develop those skills, or fill my own cup. And from there, I also noticed that it's very rare for me to even be interested in meeting other people. And the sexual side is not even the intention. Back then, it was the intention because I get so much compliment from being sexually adept, from being so crazy and all of that. But this time, it's just naturally becomes less because, And I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to, be curious about that. transition.
What else have we learned? I think for me it's been a lot of inner work, learning. It's throughout life there's all these different circumstances that can trigger us, and then every time something does trigger you, if you notice it, it's an opportunity to kind of figure out why does this bother me so much? Why do I have a hard time dealing with this, or why am I feeling a strong emotion? Probably most of us have enough triggers in our lives. We don't need to go create more of them, especially extremely strong ones, but that's what I guess we've been doing. So I think putting yourself into a scenario where your partner is going to be interested in other people, spend time with other people, that's probably going to be very difficult for most people. But even though I signed up for it, I agreed to it, and I've re-agreed to it, that's the other thing I'll say is it hasn't been, our relationship doesn't depend on it being open. It's been many times where we're like, should we keep doing this or not? We kind of gone in and out several times. We've really considered not doing it anymore because of challenges. But in the end, I think we always come back to, no, it's actually a very valuable thing to both of us that we don't get jealous. There is no cheating. There's super open transparency. We can talk about interest in other people. We can have any experience together. We can talk about any fantasy. It's just, that's such a valuable thing that we've gotten to the place where the trust is so high because we kept sitting with those triggers and those times when we had very strong emotions, and then you figure out things about yourself. It's like, what exactly am I afraid of? Being abandoned? Being hurt? Am I really afraid she's going to choose somebody else over me? I'm like, yeah, maybe that is the feeling. For a while there was that feeling. Now it's not that. Now I'm just there's no part of me that thinks that Gladys would leave me for someone else. No part of me at all. I don't ever think that.
It's interesting. It feels like we're putting ourselves in the arena and battling with our own emotions and experiences, and it's really hard. I'm sure there's a lot of people listening to this, and it would be hard to understand or to comprehend what we're talking about, because I think for me, until you're committed or until you're in the arena yourself, you wouldn't wrap your mind around it. It would be hard to just understand. And right now, in the stage of our relationship, there's no more. I also don't have any worry and fear of you meeting other people. And if that also happens, I just trust that we will talk about it, that it will not just happen abruptly, we will have a conversation. I'm in a place of wow, I can see and I can experience what pure love is, and I'm noticing my body even resisting to fully accepting that. And that's the surprise. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm trying to ask or discover more. I'm sitting in this, I'm seeing this pure, amazing love that we have for each other, that you are offering to me, but I feel scared of it. Wow, love is really that powerful, that you can be scared of that. But what will happen if I fully embrace it? And that's the journey where I want to discover.
Whole nother topic for another day, of the difference between being in love and actual pure love. But yeah,
I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any question about relationship or related to open relationship, feel free to just message me. Or I also do relationship coaching, since I've been exploring and going really deep into the relationship. It inspired me to do relationship coaching. So if you're interested in learning more about my work, just email me at whatisonlove@gmail.com. Thank you again, everyone, and have a beautiful day.
see you.